Good morning. Today our group is going to discuss about the topic blockchain. First of all, what's a blockchain? We can describe this in simple form as a chain of blocks which contains information. This technique was originally described in 1991 by a group of researchers. Later, it was adapted by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009 to create the digital cryptocurrency Bitcoin. Now, let us look how does a blockchain works. For that, let's take a closer look. For each block, it contains three elements: data, hash, and hash of the previous block. Data. It contains the general details. For example, for a blockchain of Bitcoin, the data contains information about the sender, receiver, and amount of coins. Hash. Hash is something Hash. Hash is something used to identify the block. Every block has unique hash. Previous hash. It is very effective in a blockchain as it makes it so secure. Let us take a blockchain of 3 blocks. The previous hash of the third block is the hash of the second block, and the previous hash of the second block is the hash of the first block. Since there is no block before first block, its previous hash is 0, and this block is called as Genesis block. This plays an important role because if one block is tampered, the hash of the block is changed immediately. This makes the previous hash of the next block invalid as well as the following blocks invalid. From this, we can detect tampering so easily. The previous hash also makes it difficult to change the data once it is created. This is how a blockchain works.
Now let's say that you tamper with the second block. This causes the hash of the block to change as well. In turn, that will make third block and the first block become invalid because they no longer store a valid hash for the previous block. So changing a single block will make all the following block invalid. But using tampering is not enough these days. Computers these days are very fast and can calculate hundreds and thousands of hashes per second. You could effectively tamper with a block and recalculate all the hashes of the other block to make your blockchain valid again. To mitigate this, blockchains have something called proof of work, a mechanism that slows down the creation of new blocks. It takes about 10 minutes to calculate the required proof of work and add a new block to the chain. This mechanism makes it harder to tamper with the block, because if you tamper with one block, you will need to recalculate the proof of work for all the following blocks. So the security of a blockchain comes from its creative use of hashing and the proof of work mechanism.
The security of blockchain comes from its hashing and proof of work. But there is one more way how blockchains secure themselves. Instead of using a central entity to manage the chain, it uses peer-to-peer aka P2P network, and everyone is allowed to join. When someone joins this network, they get the full copy of the chain. The node can use this to check if everything is okay. When a new block is made, it is sent to everyone on the network. Each node then verifies to check if the block has been tampered or not. And if everything checks out, each node adds this block to its chain. All nodes in the network create consensus. They agree about which block is valid or not. Blocks that are tampered will be rejected by other nodes in the network. So, to successfully tamper a block, you will have to tamper all the blocks in the chain, redo the proof of work for each block, and take control of at least 50% of the P2P network. Only then will the tampered block be accepted. So this is almost impossible to do. Also, blockchains are constantly evolving. They potentially can use a lot of energy and create high-level carbon emissions, due to which Tesla CEO Elon Musk temporarily stopped Bitcoin as payment. But in 2022, the blockchains are going to be greenified to make it eco-friendly. The creation of blockchain piqued many people's interest. Soon others realized that it can be used to many other things such as medical records, create digital notary, or even collecting taxes. So that's what a blockchain is, how it works, and what problems they solve. Thank you.